Hey guys, this video is to help eliminate some interior rattles on your truck. Your '05, well mine's an '05 Sierra 2500 HD, but should be applicable to the 1500s as well as the Silverados, like '02 to '07 or '07 and a half, one of the classics. But anyway, the first major source is the glove box. What happens is there's a plastic tab on the inside of this latch that breaks, and there's a spring that keeps this latch under tension. And if that spring doesn't have any tension, it causes the latch to just flop around, and when you're driving down this road, the road, like any small bump will set this thing off. It'll rattle, just make terrible noise. I dealt with it, I've been quieting my truck down on the interior with the wind noise, and the rattles just became much more prevalent after I've got the wind noise issue resolved. But so this is the first major rattle, and this thing was just, every time you hit a bump, it would just go, it sounds something like that. But anyway, to fix this, you need to get you actually need to take the glove box, this door off the truck. From the factory, this glove box door is riveted to the lower dash panel, and to get this off, you actually have to take the whole dashboard apart. I think you have to take the kick panel out. You have to take part of the dashboard off, the fuse box door on the side, and I think it actually goes back behind the transmission plastic here. The center glove box plastic. So it made it just a real pain in the butt to try to get this whole assembly out, this whole lower part of the dash out. So I ended up, like I said, I ended up drilling these 2 rivets out and replacing them with 7mm screws. That's basically what holds every GM interior together for the last 20 years. Anyway, so you take those two rivets, drill them out, and you can see the extra screws I've got. I just had some clips. I believe I got them at Lowe's a while back. Just basically something for that 7mm screw to tighten into, and it holds the glove box door to the lower part of the dash here. Anyway, you do that. And you can take this whole assembly and go work on it with your on your toolbox. I'm sorry, on your workbench. Now, to get access to the latch, you actually have to take this whole black plastic interior trim piece, whatever you want to call it, off. For that to come off, it's actually riveted on like these black rivets up here, and it makes, again, not serviceable. So I ended up drilling all these rivets out and and eventually replacing it with screws. But drill all the rivets out, and this whole black trim box will come out. Once you get the box out, you'll have access to get the latch itself and the rod. This latch is actually riveted in, so drill those rivets out, and this whole assembly will then pop out. And then I disconnected it from the rod behind back here. So that gets you access to the latch itself, and so that gets you access to the latch itself, and basically you'll see that black plastic tab just sheared completely off. And what you need to do to fix this is use a piece of metal. I just used some aluminum sheet metal that I had. I cut it in a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch with some metal tin snips. I pre-drilled a hole in it, and so that I could easily screw a self-tapping screw through the back of the latch. Drill your hole. Get your little piece of 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch aluminum, and then you're going to want to use a self-tapping screw to drill into the back of the latch. I end up using the with that drill that hole pre-drilled, it made it real easy to put some tension on the spring, and then put the hole, put the screw into the back of the latch, and that put the that latch under tension again, which probably hasn't seen tension in 10 years because, like I said, it's a cheap plastic piece that shouldn't have been designed like that, but hey, it happens. So anyway, with that latch now having tension on it, it's not going to rattle anymore. You put the truck back together, or you put the glove box door back together, put the latch, feed it through the hole, hook the rod back up, and then you're going to have to put this rod assembly back into the glove box door. For this, the holes are actually too big for a screw, unless you had a really short, fat screw. But I ended up just using some aluminum pop rivets. These are 1/8 inch rivets, and I ended up getting the rivets in the gun, pop rivet gun at Lowe's for like $23, whatever it was total, and riveted this metal latch assembly back to the glove box door. And then you're ready to put the black plastic trim back on, and then you're ready to put it back into the truck and be done with this first rattle. Like you see here, I just used some screws and attached everything. But one thing I didn't account for was when you drill all these rivets out, those the chunk aluminum that's left behind, or steel, I think the black ones I think are steel, they actually end up fall inside this glove box door. And so every time you hit a corner, every time you roll around a corner, you would hear the chunks of metal just go down inside the glove box door, sound like BBs in a can. So that annoyed me quite a bit. I thought it was like, that's no big deal, but no, those need to be removed. And there's not really any way to get those chunks of metal out of this glove box door. It's pretty much sealed. There's no access holes or anything to get to it. Now you might be able to get the chunks of metal out through this, where this rod attaches. I think there is a hole back here, but I had already put everything back together, so I wasn't gonna drill these out and had to start all over again. So I ended up just drilling a small hole in the back of the door. You're never gonna see this, and just fish the, shook the chunks of metal out, and then I fished it out with a small magnet, and I was able to get all of them out. Like I said, a little small hole, goes a long way, and like I said, you will literally never see that hole because it's on the very inside edge behind the black plastic. But yeah, that's about it for the first rattle to get rid of. I kind of wish I'd filmed it with, focusing on that rattle, but last time I filled the interior of the truck was with the wind noise, and I doubt you could hear the rattle in those videos, but maybe if you go back and look. But anyway, that's for the first part. Thank you.
Here you can see the small aluminum piece that I was talking about. Here's the screw through the piece just underneath the latch. This is on the back side of the latch, and this is the metal holding the spring under tension.
The next section I was getting rattling from was actually coming from the steering column. I've got it up so I can show you what I did underneath. You might not be able to see it, so I'll include pictures, but every time I'd hit a big bump, the steering column would just make a real nasty, like a solid rattling sound. Did some research on the internet and found there's a white plastic coupler underneath that connects the steering column. I think it's like a steering intermediate shaft joint. Anyway, there's a plastic piece in there that over time gets worn down and it just flops around. So what people said was just go get a hose clamp and put the hose clamp onto that white plastic coupler, tighten it down, and it should eliminate your issues. So I'm not sure the lighting is probably going to be bad, but in there with the steering column, you can see the white plastic coupler. I got a 2.5 inch hose clamp, put it around there, tighten it down. I actually did that in Lowe's parking lot, you know, just to see, you know, if I was going to return the hose clamp or not. But put the hose clamp in there in the Lowe's parking lot, drove home, and it was quiet. I haven't heard a peep from it since. And I've seen, you know, people replace them with green ones and et cetera, you know, just for this issue to come back. You know, this was a 99-cent hose clamp fix. I think the replacement coupler is like $30-some, and you know, maybe that would fix it. But you know what, this hose clamp seems to be working, so I'm just gonna go with that. Those were the two most annoying rattles that I've been dealing with. Other than that, the truck's quieted down quite a bit. I'm planning to put an exhaust on the truck, so I probably wouldn't hurt it, but with the factory quiet exhaust, you know, you hear the turbo spool, you hear the rattles, and you hear the wind noise, but thankfully I've been able to reduce a lot of that. But anyway, thanks for watching my video. You know, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, and please subscribe. Thank you.